I'm Nathan Pettyjohn. I'm the commercial AR/VR lead at Lenovo. I'm also the president of the VR/AR Association and the Immerse Global Summit. So I'm excited to be here today. There's going to be kind of a rapid fire, about 10 minutes, where I'm going to walk through really what we're seeing from Lenovo in terms of the market opportunity for the metaverse and how Lenovo fits in that ecosystem. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so as I think everyone here knows, the metaverse is trending. We've seen a lot of great headlines like Facebook is spending $10 billion this year on its metaverse division. The CEO of Microsoft has said, I cannot overstate how much of a breakthrough the metaverse is. The CEO of Epic Games has said the metaverse is a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. The CEO of Qualcomm says metaverse wearable devices could be as big as phones. NVIDIA seeks to lead the gold rush into the metaverse with new AI tools. TikTok's parent company acquires VR headset maker Pico. And just in the last week, Nike acquires NFT collectible studio RTFKT. So a lot of momentum in this industry. And if we look at the actual market opportunity, according to PwC, this year alone, the metaverse ecosystem is worth an estimated $148 billion. By 2025, we're anticipating it hitting $476 billion. And as you can see here, by 2030, $1.5 trillion, which is an incredible market opportunity. But as we look at that, especially through the lens of Lenovo, I wanted to walk you through some of the primary components of the metaverse ecosystem as we see it. We've all heard a lot about Web 3.0 today, and we think that Web 3.0 really encompasses immersive computing. So I'm going to walk through some of those key components that we're viewing as all part of that ecosystem. Content, gaming, collaboration platforms, this is probably at the forefront of that type of experience where we step into a new world. GPUs and CPUs, optical sensors and displays, this is really critical. The advancements in some of this technology are allowing for all of this to happen. Artificial intelligence, spatial cloud, computer vision, and LiDAR technology. All of these are being built into camera technologies, doing very sophisticated bits of computation. There's connectivity. When we look at 5G and decentralized networks, it's a new way of sharing that data throughput. The compute across many different device types. We all like to talk about kind of augmented reality and virtual reality headsets, but this includes also PCs. It includes data centers. It includes new forms of mobile devices and the advancements of the current ones. And it includes wearable technologies like haptics. These could become in the form of wrists or even full body suits, as we've probably all seen. And then incorporating some form of robotics is a very interesting opportunity as well in this ecosystem. This is all creating a demand for new forms of security. And this is going to open up a massive opportunity for those to be built. It's also a big challenge to make sure that all of this is secure. Another component is commerce. So blockchain, NFT, and the crypto economy is flourishing right now in general. And with the added value of digital content, digital assets, there becomes a real necessity for blockchain technology and NFTs to be able to validate this type of digital asset to prove that it's real and to prove the ownership. And then finally, open standards is very critical as we try to create a scalable opportunity without a bunch of walled gardens. So these are all some of the critical components that we're viewing in this ecosystem. And why the metaverse and what it is. I'm sure today you've probably seen multiple versions of this. And I'll give you kind of the early take on how we're looking at this through Lenovo. We think that why this is really coming into the fray is that business and consumers continue to always move towards technology that improves communication and improves their productivity. It makes them happier. It creates more engaging types of experiences. And so the metaverse, the collection of all these technologies, will deliver on this promise to increase all of these elements. And it's going to drive more demand for existing compute, but also new forms of compute of devices, of software. The definition here that we really tried to simplify is that the metaverse is Web 3.0. And it's the convergence of a collection of technologies, some of them that we went through, that deliver the next wave of connected and immersive computing for business and consumers. So as we take that into context, what does that mean for Lenovo today? There's really two primary pillars that we're looking at. One of those is the content creation piece. The other is the content delivery. And so I'm going to walk you through a few of these different categories as we see it. There's the creation layer, which is really creating a lot of this content. It's creating more job growth and demand in this area. And Lenovo already kind of sits at this layer of compute with ThinkStations and ThinkPads. We also have our workhorses, which are the workstations, which are delivering on the ability to create a lot of this content and software. Then there's a visual layer, which includes all the fun applications, the immersive worlds that we step into, even some of the tools and solutions there. Right now, Lenovo kind of leans on a partner ecosystem. It's not an area that we're in right now in terms of developing those immersive worlds. And so as we look at, though, how to deliver those immersive worlds, there's a cloud layer. So all this 3D workflow that moves into the cloud, it has to have an engine behind it that's powering it. So Lenovo has ThinkSystems, we have data centers, we have servers that are really delivering on a lot of what this metaverse experience is today, and it's behind the scenes. And a lot of people aren't aware of it, but we're there with like reliable infrastructure to help deliver those cloud layers. Then there's the delivery layer, distributing this content. We have various products like ThinkShield, which is a security element. It's constantly being developed to secure kind of that delivery of the infrastructure and the data, as well as our ThinkAgile and networking, which is delivered through edge compute, which is an emerging business unit of Lenovo, but it's really starting to pick up, and we see this as like a key piece in that infrastructure layer. And then finally, the devices. These devices are 3D in nature in general. That fits in kind of our ThinkReality brand inside of Lenovo, which is our AR/VR solutions. We currently have our Mirage VR S3, a VR headset with more VR devices on the way. Our ThinkReality A3 device, which is a really phenomenal kind of mixed reality device that tethers to mobile. And so there's even more beyond those kind of HMD types of devices, including mobile phones. Motorola is a subsidiary of Lenovo, which a lot of people aren't aware. So we're thinking through all of these different elements and really trying to deliver that infrastructure, but also, on the device side as well. And so that boils down to kind of like these three simple categories of productivity, collaboration, and even well-being, creating better experiences in the workforce. Our ThinkReality brand really consists of these four pillars: hardware, software, partner ecosystem, and services. Special note here, our ThinkReality A3, as you see here, won Time's Best Inventions of the Year award this year. So we're really excited about that and all the effort the team has put in. It's a phenomenal experience if you haven't gotten to try it out yet. Our software layer allows for Unity SDKs, cloud services, and we are a proud partner of the Qualcomm Snapdragon Spaces developer program and have integrated that SDK into our system as well. And then, of course, there's a large list of our partner ecosystem that we're looking at through ISVs and also very strategic, as you can see here. And then there's kind of our expert services, which delivers on all the integration elements that need to be done. We also work with a lot of the great systems integrators of the world. So as we look at kind of like what are the fundamentals and actually like the use cases in the workspace and kind of where it sits now. A lot of times we consider these kind of like AR, VR, but it's a collection of technologies coming together to deliver on digital twins, 3D overlays, guided workflows, and digital overlays, which I'm going to talk a little bit about more in a minute, how that's being more humanized. Delivering on office productivity, delivering on training across many verticals, and then, of course, collaboration inside immersive virtual reality worlds, but also in augmented and mixed reality. So if we look at kind of those key elements, the training, collaboration, and digital twins has seen a lot of traction from the AEC ecosystem, which has been one of the primary early adopters in terms of design. But you also got, the manufacturing sector. Automotive is a subset of manufacturing, and retail as well. And so here's just kind of a small sampling of some of the companies that are delivering on this right now. The ecosystem is, of course, much greater than this, but just as a few examples that I pulled here. And then in terms of collaboration and 3D assets, some of these newer categories, one of them Lenovo's delivering on with our ThinkReality A3 that tethers into a PC and gives you virtual monitors, as you can see in this image, up to 5 virtual monitors that you can move around. It's really an impressive experience at 1080p resolution. And then the LoomPad as well. I think you heard from their CEO earlier today, but I got to test this out. It's a pretty impressive experience where you've got 3D through light field technology without the need for any glasses or HMD. And I think you're going to see that start to really flourish as we move into like 4K resolution with that technology. And that will be considered kind of a part of this metaverse ecosystem because it's immersive computing. The other element that I wanted to kind of bring up here is the humanization of all this. And so I'll just play just briefly, just a few seconds of this in the background as I talk, but this is Unreal Engine's MetaHuman. Most of you have probably seen this, but if you haven't, it's really impressive technology, being able to build virtual humans. What you're seeing on the screen here, these are actually virtual humans that you can go in and tweak and refine all the elements of their facial expressions, their bodies, their hairstyles. And it looks like that may have crashed everything for me, so I apologize. Give me just a second here. But I'm almost wrapped up. And so we will move to the next slide. So hopefully this has been a little bit of inspiration for you. The metaverse for work is almost here in terms of the way that most of us describe it. And hopefully you've seen a little bit kind of in this rapid fire session of 10 minutes of how Lenovo fits into that infrastructure play, but also in kind of delivering content and with our devices and software platforms. So thank you very much.